Hey, hi, Khanyisile. Hello, Khanyisile. How are you?
I'm good at yourself, Umzile.
Oh, I am wonderful. So great to have people like you on this platform. Welcome to Conversations with Upumzile. Hashtag the girl next door. You know, I love meeting new people in my life and I love having them in my space because I get to learn and also teach everybody else. So it's such a pleasure. So I am very well and happy because it's such a pleasure to have you here. Huh. It's Thursday.
Thank you.
You know, it's Thursday, but see,
Thank you so much for the platform, Umzile.
yes, I need it Thursday, long time ago, but maybe it's about Sheila's day and all that. So this is another beautiful day to have such conversations. So
Yes,
Khanyi,
definitely.
we met on a different platform where you joined conversations with Pumzile, the hiking with the difference, which was such a pleasure to meet you. But as we engaged, I got to find out what you do, that you are on real estate, and there was so much like you shared with us in such a short space of time. And I was like, hold it up. I want more. I want to hear more because you know what? Times have changed. Times have changed so much. I bought a house, I think it was 18 years ago. I was young. There's so much that I think I didn't know then. And, you know, when you were speaking, I actually realized that even now, even if I'm not looking to buy or sell, but even now, there's so much that I don't know when it comes to selling or buying a house. So yeah, you shared so much. I'm thinking, you know what? So many of us would like to have an opportunity to sell. It's been 18 years, but I have never even thought about selling, you know, for whatever reasons unknown or known to me, but it was so nice to hear things that you were telling us. So I want you to introduce yourself properly, or Khanyisile Wakabani, or Pumagupi, so that we get to know you first before you tell us about what you're doing and why are you doing it, because there's so much to you. I know there's other NGO that you're at. There's so much to you than just real estate.
Hi, everybody and the viewers. Thank you so much, Umzile, for inviting me today. So, igama lami uKhanyisile Masongwa, umntana kaSigegede wakanhlaphu, Maphonya. So, ngishadele kaMasongwa, ngihlala eSoweto, Protea Glen. And I am a teacher by calling. I like saying that I'm a teacher by calling. That's why I think we are having this conversation.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm saying that I'm a teacher by calling is that whatever I learn, I just have to share it.
Wow.
And teachers are eager to learn anything and everything. You're not just focused on a specific topic, but I'm just always ready to learn and stuff like that. And so basically that's who I am, I think, in a nutshell. Mntwana oyi-one, I love community building. I love community building and development, and I think that's part of the reason why I agreed to have this conversation. I'm also into this thing. I would see as a Black nation, it would be so nice for us to consider each other when we're into business, to invest in each other and to groom one another. Yes, there's still a lot of space to grow, but who else is supposed to help us, except for us? Wow. So I'm really passionate about that. Not that I'm excluding other races, but we are aware of our environment, and it starts at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a real estate agent. It has changed actually now. It's called, I think it's the Property Professional Development. I'll just confirm later.
Wow.
Don't put this in your. But yeah, anyway. So basically, I'm the first year in the industry, you become an intern, and that's what I am.
Okay.
I'm only going to this year in April.
Okay.
And with what I've learned so far, I feel like, if I'm just an intern at my age and I didn't know the things that I know now, why not share with people who are like me? I know there's gurus out there who will tell you that, keep ama PowerPoint nama graph serious, you know, but it's not always accommodative to people like us who are still like, yeah,
Yes,
you know, so basically that's why sometimes it might feel like it's premature, but I honestly feel like there's always somebody who was like me before I got into the real estate industry who could really appreciate this kind of information, as simple as it may seem or come across to the viewers. So, so I'm here.
Yeah, just to pick up before we get into it, but I just love what you are saying, which speaks so much to who you are. You said you're a teacher by calling, and you one of those people who like to develop the community, and talking about us investing in each other as Black people. And for you to say in such a short space of time as an intern, you're learning so much, and there's things that are simple that you can understand at the level that you are in currently, because buying a house or in real estate, it can be so scary, it can be so big, and we actually need somebody who will say, you know what, let me just focus on the basics. Can I talk to people about the basics? Because when you meet, because as I was telling you, we bought the house like 18 years ago, and like that big white guy and all that, half the time I was scared. Half the time I didn't even hear, as you were saying, PowerPoints, graph, those things scared me. Hence, I learned nothing about me buying the house. All I knew, we could afford it then. I think that's all I knew, you know, but the rest of the things I don't know. So share with us, maybe as you say, as simple as it could be, the things that you know now that you're thinking as I like what you're saying about the Black community. I want this to target, yes, the Black community, because sometimes we miss information because we think things are far off from us. But I, yes, would proudly say, let's share to our Black community, people, young, upcoming, to say, we can do this. You can buy a house at any age. People are having houses at 18, 20, 21. We are ready. So share with us then the basics, you know, of buying and selling as you have learned.
Yes, lovely. So basically, the things I'd like to share with you are as follows. So let's start with the sellers. Now, you are getting ready to sell your house, and you're like, okay, I'm going to call an agent now. And this agent, I'm going to suggest that I actually want this much money, or they will tell me how much money I need to sell the house for.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to I'm just going to count the commission and the outstanding balance bond, and then after that, it's my money. But what I've learned that it's not only the case, and that's why it's important to know the kind of things, the kind of costs that you're going to incur.
Okay.
Throughout the whole process. So basically, the first one, yes, is commission.
Okay.
Yes, it's commission. So you ask the agent, would say, how much commission do you charge, so that you can calculate that. And then your bond, it's important for you to know your bond, outstanding bond, because when you know your outstanding bond, you know, would see, for $1 million, and I take out 200,000, things salary 800, means they plus the commission, things salary.
Yeah.
And then after that, you need to consider electricity. Okay. If you obviously everybody's got electricity, so we need to check my on par with my electricity connections and stuff like that. I know there's other house that I sold not so long ago. The lady had called in an electrician to come and help out to kind of like check if everything is in order concerning electricity, and electrician found that everything is in order, but except for certain things that even the developer did not put is okay, so, you know, in the house. So now there were extra costs besides the what you call this when you come and make an appointment, the consultation fee. Besides the consultation fee, now there's extra costs that you need to consider. So those are the things that, you know, you need to know. If you have an electric fence, that's well as well. Fanele ucheck ukuthi okay, njengoba ngine electric fence, ngine certificate now, because mele comply ngokomthetho. gas, kumele comply gas fanele yabana ibe ne, so fanele ucheck ubuze agent yakho ukuthi amaphi ama cost besides in commission besides the bond exofanele consideration. And then no cancel a bond. When you cancel a bond, there's a certain cost that goes to that with that. That has nothing to do with the outstanding amount, you know. So more cancel a bond in a corner, you need to consider those costs. And in a corner, there's no standard fee per se, because it depends on other things that you have maybe committed to. Umasipala nawo kumele ucabange, if uyakweleta umasipala kumele ucabange ukuthi kumele wazi ibill yakho ukuthi i-charge malini, and on top of that umasipala futhi uzokucharge 3 months in advance, so that azosecure ama costs akho, so that ungasoloku ubuyele emuva, you know, akusecure ama costs akho for the whole leyo 3 months leyo, and then bazi ukuthi point, because remember umuntu othengayo kumele afike
clean. Yeah, so wow, what? So when you say commission, just for me, commission, is it me as a seller where it's like my profit, where I'm looking at, okay, I'm gonna sell, obviously there's money that needs to go somewhere. How much like profit when you say commission? Is it like profit or is something different?
So commission is what you're paying the agent.
Oh, damn. So it's the agent's fee. So you paying the agent's fee, you need to pay the outstanding bond. You need to comply with all the other things, electricity, municipality, and that's money that will come from the money that you are selling with. So by the time you are done, only then you get the money that is due to you. Wow. Yes. So you find that
this is very helpful.
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to find out.
So what I'm saying is
yeah, Askis, you can go ahead.
What I'm saying is that it's very helpful, because now you're selling your house, and this is the target that you want to sell your house for. And then the next thing, when you sell your house, you want to actually invest somewhere else, only to realize that in fact it doesn't make sense. It helps you to consider, am I ready to sell or not?
Okay.
You know, it also helps you to consider, rather, you know, prepare a budget so that things are prepare for this process to take place. Like, for example, if you're in areas when it comes to your municipal bill, then maybe you can catch up on them, so that you know it allows you to play around with the numbers. Otherwise, I feel like a lot of things that I've spoken to, after giving them the breakdown, they are able to say, hey, you know, I'm not selling anymore, let's give it time, because now they see what's okay.
So it means planning to sell is also key, so that you don't jump into selling at that time. So before we move to something else, what do normally people, when do people decide to sell? What are the reasons that people sell? I know, like, yes, you want a new house, maybe a bigger one, the one that you have, but what are mainly the reasons? You know, because sometimes, like, I can say, I'm here in Albertine, I am comfortable, my yard is big, my house has been the same for so long, I have not decided to kulisa or anything else, but I might not know that actually I can sell for any other reason than, let's say, my kids are moving, or just wanting a bigger space because I have a bigger family. What are the other reasons that people decide to sell?
So other people decide to sell because they're getting divorced.
Oh.
They decide to sell because somebody has passed on.
Okay.
Sometimes they decide to sell because they're distressed in terms of they cannot pay anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, others, they would sell me because maybe they found a job in a different location and they want to sell and move. So those are some of the things that you can consider.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was thinking, you know, like, hey, new house, you could hear my reasoning was like, I need a bigger space, I need a new house, and didn't even think of the social or other, you know, personal reasons for selling, which when you're talking about these things, when you are distressed, when you are divorced, and there's a lot of other emotional things that comes with you deciding to sell. So if these things that you're talking about are not in place, that can even affect you more, actually, with you deciding to, wow. Sure. So I think I like this part of things because sometimes we don't think things will happen. Like people pass on. We know it happens, but we don't think about it. So what I'm learning from you now is always have that in the back of your mind that you have a home, you have a house. There might be something that you are not expecting that might lead you to sell. So know what you're doing, where you are currently. Like for instance, I'm here, I have kids. So it means my finances and the municipality, the electricity, things that need to always stay in order. Should anything happen, at least I can be able to sell. Wow. Yeah. That's
why we encourage people to also know the value of their house, because if you know the value of your house, then you are able to project, even in terms of improvement. You know, if you know the value of your house, you get to know the improvement that you should make or should not make in your house, because you understand the relationship you are in and stuff like that. So it's really helpful.
I need to invite you to come check it out. I'm not selling now, but if I may consider to sell, or you know, so that I think these are the things like coaching, like going to a therapist and all that. But sometimes it's good to check in your space. Also in these things, like I would have never thought, I can just call somebody to come, just check the state of my house, check if I were to ever want to sell, what are the things, and like as something that you learn as an individual. And the other thing that I saw on your status the other day, and I actually laughed. They were like, oh, wow, I wouldn't have thought about it. I know people generally clean to say, now you decided to sell, and then people come, and then you have people coming over to look at your space, how important it is to make sure that the space, and there were like some funny tips good tips that you're like thinking, open the windows, and like, what Kanye is talking about? So share that more, please.
So basically, you know, you want to sell your house. I mean, you get different type of people who come to your house, you know. So if you need to create an atmosphere that will sell your house. Okay. So if you're not going to take an effort to actually sell your house when people are coming through, or when you're having a photo shoot, who is supposed to buy your house? It makes it so difficult to buy your house. You want to create a clean and fresh environment, a warm home. You want people who, when they walk in, they must imagine themselves in the house. Wow. Wow. You know, so when you invite a photographer to come through, think about those things so that you know, we would see because there are so many houses that we see on when we look around for property on our web portals and stuff like that, and you see things, you know, so you see a lot of things, and so it's nice. So if you call people like us, like me, so if you call me, I'm able to advise you. It's okay, this is how you should look like and stuff like that, because you want to sell. Wow. You want to create a good first impression. You're not just selling your house, you're selling your yard as well. So if your house is clean and your yard is messed up, and that's the very first thing that they see when they park.
Because as they walk in, it's the yard first before your house. Wow.
In fact, it's the area. As they go into that area, they see, we live in this area. Okay, let's see the house. When they go to the house, they see the yard. Okay. And then they go into the house. So there's a lot of things that they consider. So even if they didn't really feel like the area is good enough, and they still like in between, at least when they see the houses in good order, they see the potential, you know, without the clutter being in your face, then at least giving them that hope.
Wow. I'm glad that you shared that. That's why I'm going back to my story where when we bought the house, we found the house in a very, I don't know what made us buy it. I think if it was not the yard, you know, young black and happening out of Soweto buying body burbs, I think it was more the yard and the pool. But the house inside was so dirty. And I promise you, I kid you not. That's why when I saw that audio status, I'm like, I found this house very dirty, like very dirty. In a state, they used to live with dogs inside the house. So there was like, Yo, uboya bezinja everywhere, bedroom, bathroom. So when we came in, we had to like really like wash, paint, like do a whole lot in terms of cleaning. We didn't even find it in a good state. So for me, that's why I picked that up. Would say, wow, how important it was. So I guess maybe the yard, because it was like very huge, and the pool. So all I could see was this big yard, because I'm used to my home where we had a small yard. So maybe now that come to think of it, I think I bought the yard, not even the house. It was not inviting. It was not inviting at all. At all. So yes, so there's us selling. So and then the buyers, like now you want to buy a house, because those are the selling, and then there's buying, then the buyers. Tips on that?
So when you buy a house, it's very important for you to plan. Here you are, you're saying, okay, I'm ready to buy a house. I think I want to improve. I think I want to move on. I would need to relocate, whatever your reason for buying a house. You need to plan. And one thing, the tip that I would like for you to take today, if you're a buyer, is to get pre-approved.
Oh.
So when you get pre-approved, is basically saying that you are getting clarity of how much you might qualify for.
How much you might
let buy a house.
Like,
yeah, you might qualify for. Okay. Yes, it's a might, because so when you pre-qualify and you pre-qualify through bond originators, then you are able to get an idea of your credit score, you know, your credit history, all these things. Are you blacklisted or not? I know with this one client of mine, she was ready to buy a house and she was excited, and she pre-approved. She knows she clears all her debts in time. She's confident that she doesn't have any bad credit. And when she pre-qualified, she found that somebody did on a certain network, you know, and she got blacklisted because of that. And she didn't know about it. It was not even her fault, but the fraud that we have sometimes, you know, the crime that we have in our nation, sometimes it becomes a challenge, you know. So she found herself in that state, and then that delayed the process of actually her getting to sign an offer to purchase and say, I'm taking this house. You know, so it helps with that. If you go to look for houses after being pre-qualified, you actually get an understanding of the prices that you should look for. So when you get pre-qualified, you understand what's okay. This is how much I qualify for. I qualify for R1 million. And then you know you have to look around that. Then you know you don't have to look for 5 million.
Yeah, you know, like go looking out. Like I watched this series. Sorry to get into Selling Tampa. You know those overseas, the series Selling Tampa, where you're looking for like your Eye of Africa, but you don't qualify. Yeah. Wow.
I'm home.
Come back. Wow.
You know, so it's very hard. So sometimes you actually qualify for more than when now you are only looking for less. Okay. You know, so it really helps to get the clarity. And now on the day of most sellers are looking to invite people into their homes who are pre-qualified. So if you're just coming and you don't even know, and now everybody's just coming, how do we know that you're serious?
Okay.
You know,
so,
how do we know that you're even qualified? So it also helps us to know which are you serious or not.
Okay.
Another thing that helps out is in Dabayem, it helps with saving time, because we are in a seller's market now. Okay. So meaning that there's a lot of people who are qualified to buy houses that when we compare to.
I was about to say seller's market, what? But thanks for explaining.
You know, so basically it means that more people are qualifying to buy houses because of the low interest rate. You know, so because of that, houses sell out very quickly. So here you are, you don't even know how much you qualify. You don't even know what you need to fix so that you get to that a point whereby you qualify for what you want to qualify for. You get to that house, and then you can't even really sign an offer to purchase. You know, it's easier not to sign an offer to purchase if you don't know how much you're qualifying for. Then the next thing, somebody else comes in, you like the house, somebody else comes, they are qualified, we sign, we're gone.
Wow.
It's all qualification is mostly for people who are getting financed by the financial institution.
Okay.
But if you've got cash, then it's something else. Then you don't have to be qualified.
Okay, because you know how much cash you have and you know what you're looking for. Oh, that's interesting. So young people in general, I'm being stereotypical now. Young people, we first think about the cars before we think about property. What's your thought? What light you can shed in terms of when you start working and as a professional, you get this lump sum, or not lump sum, but like you earn very well. And the first thing we think about is a car instead of property. What can you share around that? And what can we learn now as people to say, actually, what's best?
You know, I think it's such a broad question, because I mean, I'm sure people would buy cars because it's easier for them to travel because there's no transport and stuff like that. But, you know, so I think understand the situation you're in, understand your goals, and understand your finances as well, you know, and then build to that, you know. Nakona, it depends what you would be buying the property for. Some people don't feel the pressure to leave home because they have plans with their family, so might as well buy a car for now, you know. So for me, I think it really depends on your circumstances. Like when it comes to being a seller and a buyer, know your finances, know your goals, know where you are, and plan towards that. People buy property for different reasons. If people buy properties for investing so that they can make passive income. So if that's your goal, you know, how soon can you do that for? You know, if you feel you don't want to live in a specific environment anymore, you really feel that you should get your house. How much of a priority is it for you versus actually buying a car? And now, if you're buying a car, what type of car do you need? Do you need a car to show off, or do you need a car that's comfortable so that you can get to your goal? So I think it's just a matter of understanding where you are, understanding your finances, understanding your goals, and building towards that. Otherwise, if I say, hey, how much for near real estate and stuff like that, what are your goals? Those are, you know, I don't know what your goals are. Maybe you've got an inheritance, a serious, you know, that will help you out. I think you don't know, but as I was saying, be clear with your goals, know your why, and plan towards that.
No, you are definitely a teacher by calling, not by profession, because the way you went on that, you know, because I am asking it based on social conduct, you know, social, people say, yeah, we are funda, you become a professional, we are sebenza, get a car, get a, so I was asking from that, but you came back to say, no, understand where you are, understand what you, so it's not a either or, but is about what you need and what you know about your circumstances at the time. That is so important. And because I'm saying that definitely this is a calling, because you are not just answering based on, okay, what normally happens and what we hear a lot, because we hear a lot about people saying property, how you want to like all investing and all that, but people never look at their situations and never look at, actually, it can be okay for you to stay home for whatever the reason is. There is nothing wrong with you staying home while being a professional and get somewhere and decide whenever to buy or invest or anything else. That's great. Any other things? I know you also run workshops. So for these things, how are you, other than the platform, and thank you so much for just choosing us to say you can come to Conversations with Phumzile and have it. I know you have other workshops, but if people who don't have data and online who will not be able to see this, how else are you teaching or making sure that other people are getting the information that I'm getting, and people who, the friends of Conversations would see it? Where else can people get the info?
So basically, like I said, I'm a teacher by calling. Whatever I learn, I need to teach it quickly. So if you belong to a work environment, if you belong to a family, if you belong to a society, if you belong to a community whom you feel good to, the community will benefit from these kind of conversations and topics, please do invite us. I can share my numbers. Do you want me to share my numbers?
What I'll do, I'll have them. Yeah, I'll have them in. I have the numbers, so I'll just put them with your permission, of course.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so you'll share my numbers, and whoever needs that kind of workshop or kind of educational workshop, we are more than welcome. I have mentors. I belong to a whole team of professionals who've been in the industry for a long time, and I'm sure that the support would really add value to you guys as well. So we mostly work within the West Rand, which is Randfontein, Krugersdorp, Roodepoort, and Randfontein, and Soweto, sorry.
Okay.
In Soweto. So that's where we are most of the time.
Okay.
And I think it's more realistic to be specific about areas, because then otherwise we'd be all over the world, you know. And that's nothing wrong with that, actually, if you do it online.
Yes.
You know, but we are really keen with community support. If you belong to any sort of community whom you feel will benefit from this kind of information, we are open to talk and make an appointment.
Okay, wow. No, now I have other ideas where I would actually try and get like from church and my neighborhood as well, so that we can have these conversations, because I feel like my son is 26. He also tried to enter into real estate, but it didn't work out. But he lives here at home, and I know there's no rush for him to get a house and all that, but I doubt if any other 26-year-old or 25 has this information. It would be nice for them to learn even before they think or they decide to buy, you know, houses. So this would be very nice. So I will look into also it and see what other people, because for me, I'm more like you. When I learn, I want to share. I want to teach somebody else, even if it doesn't have to be me who's teaching. Definitely information sharing comes first. But yo, Khanye, thank you so much. Any other thing that you think we need to know before I let you go, Miss BZB?
No, I think right. You know, we don't want to exhaust people and overwhelm them with too much information. Let's keep it simple. And then I'm assuming, Guti, what if there's any comments or any questions, follow-up questions that come through that, then we can take it from there.
Wow, sure. Thank you so much. And this is not the last, Uguti, you will hear from me inviting you, because, you know, when I told you when we did hiking that when I meet people, I hug them, they become my friends, they become, so I know what else you are doing. So I'm going to have you again to talk about your foundation and what you do, so that we separate the issues. And so I hope you're going to open again and say, be open to come to Conversations with Phumzile again.
Definitely. Thank you so much for the invite. I hope this will get benefit a lot of people.
You did. You definitely did. Even for myself, you saw I was even taking notes, like, yeah, school. I am here. So definitely, it added like a big value on my side, and I hope for my viewers as well. So thank you so much. So what I'll do, I'll share the video on my YouTube channel, which is Conversations with Phumzile. I'll share with you and the rest, and then you can also send it to other people, so that we reach as many people as we can with such information, so that we build the community together.
Exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and bye for now.
Bye.